The warm spring water was a welcome embrace from the winter chill still lingering in the air. I submerged my body to escape the wind and to stop my teeth from chattering as I swam against the current upstream. I didn't feel like I was making much progress despite my efforts, but then through the sediment in the water, I saw one. And my heart stopped. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I looked like this while doing it.
I'm headed to Three Sisters Springs to go swimming with the manatees this morning. I am beyond excited and kind of nervous because I only kayaked once and I was like 8, so it should be interesting.
On the west coast of Florida, there's a system of freshwater springs where the water stays 72 degrees all winter long. These springs are connected to the ocean in the Gulf of Mexico by river systems, but these shallow areas are a key part of this endangered species survival.
I was supposed to meet someone over here, I don't know who, so we'll see.
Welcome to Kings Bay, located an hour north of Tampa, Florida, where from the months of November through April, hundreds of manatees call this place home. During the winter months, visitors are able to rent a kayak and paddle through these channels where the manatees reside, and even get in the water with them and swim alongside them in a sanctuary called Three Sisters Springs. You could only access this area by way of water, so first I had to overcome the hurdle of figuring out how to kayak.
I wish I recorded me first trying to paddle. It was embarrassing. I don't know how to do this. I just got in and they were like, oh yeah, it's fine, just paddle. I said, this is my first time doing this. They're like, you're fine. Yeah, okay.
It was 7:30 in the morning when I started off in the water. So there was little boat traffic, thank goodness for that, because my steering skills left a lot to be desired. But I took advantage of the quiet morning to get my bearings and to view bird activity while enjoying the cloudy sunrise. I headed down one of the many channels, and that's when I saw movement in the water. Manatees surface for oxygen every 2 to 5 minutes, but when diving, they can slow their heart rate in order to conserve oxygen, allowing them to hold their breath for up to 20 minutes at a time. But as I was paddling along, I could hear the gargling, inhaling sound of manatees breaking the surface as they came up for air, and it was adorable.
It's incredible.
Manatees are extremely curious and friendly creatures, and the second they saw my boat, they came swimming over to check it out. I'm not gonna lie, despite the fact that I knew that they were friendly, I also felt my heart rate increase dramatically as these 8 to 10 foot sea creatures swam up to my boat as I was alone in the middle of the water. It was terrifyingly incredible. That's the only way I can describe it.
I think I can die happy now. Came up right up to my boat.
The channels were pretty murky, and it was hard to clearly see the manatees in the water. So I headed to Three Sisters Springs, where the water is clear, blue, and warm enough to hop in and swim amongst these sea cows. Oh yeah, manatees are called sea cows because of their grazing habits. They primarily munch on seagrass as their source of nutrition. I paddled my way against the current to Three Sisters Springs, which took me about half an hour. You probably noticed how big my biceps got in this video from the effort. Don't be intimidated. I'm still me, but just with super strong arms now. In reality, I was being passed by other kayakers twice my age as I slowly made my way upstream, lying to myself and telling that I was going slow, taking the view, not because I couldn't go any faster. Finally, I reached my destination. After skillfully parking my kayak, I hopped into the water and headed to the entrance of the spring. That's when I got the reality check of what I was in for. No, the manatee and I did not have a collision. I was just startled because I did not expect this gentle giant to be right there. But this moment set the tone for what I was about to experience. Manatees are adorable creatures that can live up to 65 years old. They reach sexual maturity around 5 years old and are able to have one calf at a time after a 12-month gestation period. The calf will then stay with the mother for around 2 years. During my swim, I saw a number of calves closely staying next to their mothers. I could tell these calves were curious, though, as they would explore boat and human movement more frequently and thoroughly than the adults. The brownish-greenish color you see on their backs of the manatees is actually algae. Algae needs sunlight and wet conditions to grow. Because manatees stay in warm, shallow spring and coastal waters, the algae is able to grow and survive, and in turn, the algae protects the manatee from harmful sun rays, creating a somewhat mutual symbiotic relationship. Now, why are manatees so round or chubby looking? Well, this goes back to their nickname of being sea cows. Seagrass can be difficult and tough to digest, so the manatee's round belly is made up of a very large digestive system that allows them to break down the seagrass into the nutrients they need to survive. Just like land cows are round in the belly with all of their stomachs and intestines to digest grass. Unfortunately, there's only estimated to be 13,000 manatees left in the world, making them an endangered species, with anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 left in Florida. This dwindling population is happening for a number of reasons. Habitat degradation is among the major reasons for the loss of manatees. You see, when it rains in Florida, the rain runs off into the ocean, bringing with it whatever it picks up from the land, like fertilizer, waste from mammals, and other mystery things that get brought into the water from coastal development. This nutrient-rich water runs into the springs and the coastal waters, where different undesirable algae blooms. This algae can kill or prevent seagrass from growing, which is the primary source of food for manatees. Manatees also have collisions with boats as they swim in very shallow waters. You can see cuts and scrapes along the backs of some of the manatees in this footage. These gentle giants were incredible to witness up close, and I was thrilled to be a part of their world for just a few hours. There are many wonderful organizations that are seeking to protect the manatee population and its habitat. I will include links in the description box for anyone who is interested in reading up on it. There were employees stationed in the water all around Three Sisters Springs, supervising proper human behavior around the manatees and educating people on how to protect these creatures. There's a lot of great work being done by a lot of wonderful people, but it was a good reminder that it takes every individual doing their part to help the manatees. Thank you all for watching, and check out the description box if you want to learn more.
What an absolutely incredible experience. That was surreal.
I don't really have words. It just felt unreal. I don't describe it. I mean, they were just, I got nothing to say right now. Also, I'm terrible at kayaking.